It's a solemn morning at the SPCA as this little German Shepherd puppy battles to recover from an horrific experience.
Yesterday.
Subjected to a brutal beating, the dog was rescued after police intervened and called the SPCA.
We got a call from the police this morning. They had responded to a complaint that a guy was beating up a dog on his property. He was kicking and punching and threw a table at the dog. They responded and requested that we go and attend ASAP too.
A witness who claims to have seen the dog abused has given a statement to the SPCA.
He was picking this dog up by the collar, and I thought, well, that's not right. And the dog was yelping as he was doing it. Then he dropped it, and the dog took off, and I was obscured. I couldn't see because there was this big tree where the dog had gone, and then the owner had gone in behind this tree. And next thing I heard this yelping again, like "Arr, arr, arr, arr," sort of thing. And then the owner came back, and that's when the owner saw me.
Right.
And basically, well, didn't threaten me with violence, but I kind of got the picture that if I didn't leave, he'd kind of want to do what he was doing to the dog.
The police have already arrested the offender, but more disturbing information has been uncovered.
We've discovered since we brought the puppy in that she's got a tattoo in her ear. She's a pure German Shepherd and she was actually reported stolen. We contacted the owner. The owner was here within half an hour and absolutely, obviously upset due to the circumstances of her being here, but also absolutely delighted that she's reunited with one of her puppies. There was actually 4 stolen from the property, and this is the first one that's shown up.
The SPCA will now assess the puppy's injuries.
Right.
Vet Peter McQueen's findings will be part of the police case against the man charged with beating her.
She's not weight-bearing on her left hind. She's semi-weight-bearing.
Okay.
There's some swelling in one of her right legs, and she seems to be very sore around her muzzle.
Around the head. It feels a bit warm. She's got some bruising on the whites of her eye and the sclera. And there's a little bit just on her gums, as if she's had a blow to the front of the face just there.
All right.
It's a bit sore, isn't it?
It's all right. Okay, you're safe now. Safe now.
It's probably the femoral neck where the femur attaches into the pelvis that's the problem. But we can x-ray that to try and confirm that.
Peter is now anaesthetising the puppy so he can x-ray her pelvis and see how serious the damage is. While Sue is off to see another dog she believes may be at risk from the puppy's alleged attacker.
There is apparently another dog on the property. The dog wasn't there this morning, but apparently he's got a bull terrier cross, and I want to go and check that dog out and try and get that dog signed over to us.
Inspector Karen Lowndes has been called to an unlikely spot for an animal welfare complaint. There's been a call about a skinny cow at the Hare Krishna community. Hare Krishnas are renowned for their vegetarianism and respect for all living creatures, but Karen must check out the scene to ensure no harm is being done.
Karen from the SPCA. Just had a call about a thin cow on the property.
A what?
A thin cow. Is there a cow here?
Oh, we have a number of cows.
You have a number of cows. Okay, is there one that's a little underweight that you're aware of? Could you show me where they are, or...?
No.
No?
I think you have to go down the temple and speak.
While the gentleman politely
Okay, sure. How do I get
refuses
to the
access, the farm manager, Anne
Follow
Fletcher,
that.
who's responsible for the animals on the property,
Hiya.
proves far more
Good
accommodating.
morning. Karen from the SPCA. I'm sure everything is fine, but we've had a call about a thin cow on the property. It must have been out the front, I presume, because it's from a member of the public that's gone past.
Right.
And something was wrong with its hooves.
Right.
Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, she's under veterinary care. Our
Yeah.
vet is Hayden Effort.
Thought so. Fantastic.
And she's got bad arthritis.
Okay.
And she was born here. And part of our whole lifestyle is that our cows, we don't send them off to the slaughterhouse when they've, given all their life milking.
Anne invites Karen to inspect the cow in question, and it's immediately apparent that the complaint of animal mistreatment is misguided.
Till they're about 14 or 15. And she's
Lovely.
had arthritis for about 4 years.
What's her name?
Gauri,
Gauri.
Gauri, and that means golden in Indian language.
And so this is the arthritis that Haley was talking about?
Yes, it's in her front legs. She's on bute every day.
The same as human.
Just the same as a human, yes. She has a little stable in here that she comes and goes, but every night I bring her in there and she has some good hay, and she's my best friend actually. She's given, you know, when you actually add up how much milk they give, it's incredible, you know.
That was wet. What a wet nose you've got.
As part of the philosophy of the farm, of the whole religion, is that we don't have the right to take another life. People, out of their own good heart, don't like to see their animals suffering. Old horses, old cows, old dogs, whatever. And we don't like to see our parents suffering either. But the rules of the land are that you can't put your parent down, can you? And we also feel the same about our cows.
With someone like Anne looking after the arthritic cow, Karen is happy with the treatment being dished out in this animal nirvana.
Absolute delight.
A special sanctuary for birds exists in an Auckland home in the eastern suburbs.
You enjoying your day in the sun, eh?
Injured birds found by the SPCA are often cared for by a volunteer group called the Bird Wing.
Come on, catch.
They spend many hours nursing birds back to health.
You know, they'll play tricks on each other. They're quite like human children, really, when they're being naughty.
Got you another gannet.
Pam Howlett has over 200 birds on her property, and today Inspector John Hedimaya is adding another.
Had a lot of gannets lately, haven't we? Come on.
The gannet was attacked by a dog at Muriwai Beach on Auckland's west coast and has a nasty puncture wound in its wing.
Right, we'll let him settle down now. There you are, you've got a mate over there who's taking off. They're always a bit wobbly when you get them out of the boxes. That hole will have to start to heal over, I think, before he is released. So he's got to lift that wing up and be able to handle it properly. It's a bit droopy now, so it's a bit sore.
With so many birds demanding whole sprats every day and none of them doing their own fishing, it's an expensive exercise for Pam.
I get fillets all right, but not whole fish. We're really desperate for whole fish.
Right. Okay, I'll see what we can do.
These fillets cost us $10 to $15 a day each, the gannets, and they really do have to have whole sprats if we can get them. Otherwise, I give them vitamin supplements every day as well.
A number of gannets have died in recent weeks, but Pam's optimistic that this one can overcome its injuries and soon return to the wilder side of life. Sue and John have returned to the home of the man who allegedly broke the bones of the German Shepherd puppy, now in care back at the SPCA hospital.
I don't know if he's going to be back at the property or not, whether he's been bailed, so we'll just take a gentle, softly approach and just kind of play it by ear, I think.
Okay.
They are here to inspect another dog they believe may be in danger. The alleged assailant's partner is home and has the dog, but while Sue talks her through the situation, more circumstantial dental evidence of dog abuse becomes obvious.
Had him changed into my name.
Okay. So he's your dog. We're just purely concerned for his welfare in light of what happened this morning and in light of recent allegations. Just we have had reports in the past that he's hurt this dog too.
How long's his tooth been like that?
About, over a year.
Okay.
I wasn't sure whether it was from his rocks or from actually being in another fight with a dog.
Yeah. We're just worried for his safety in light of what happened with the puppy this morning.
The woman eventually agrees to let the dog go.
Boy. Don't you worry about him and we'll be in touch next week, okay?
Just when Sue thought she had the job done, the alleged dog abuser turns up.
What's happening with my big dog?
Okay, we're going to take him back and get that tooth looked at.
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with him. It's to do with the other dog.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But in light of what happened this morning, we just want to...
Check him up.
Concerned for his safety.
There's nothing wrong with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see there's nothing wrong with him, but we just want to make sure he's okay.
He's actually the protector of the property.
Having relied on this dog for protection, he now claims his own safety is threatened without the presence of a dog on his property.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm sure you can survive for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, you could tear that tooth out in
Yeah.
3 days.
We'll see what goes, see what they say.
we'll get checked.
Yeah.
Oh, that's from his old owner.
Right.
Yeah.
Why, what happened?
I think he kicked him in the head with a steel cap or something.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, it's quite badly deformed, so we'll get that looked at. Okay?
All right.
Thank
you.
Yeah, we'll call you next week.
Bye-bye.
While the owner claims no responsibility for his dog's deformed teeth, the inspectors are taking no chances and take the dog back to the SPCA. Out at the Hare Krishna property, and the farm manager shows Karen around some of the other older cows and bulls living out their retirement in her loving care.
Wow. That is massive. If you could only feel my heart right now. No.
He'd be about
Only
19 hands.
While most cows only get about 4 years of life before being slaughtered and then called beef, these 10-year-old beasts have grown to an impressive size and also have their healthcare problems seen to.
Yeah, they do grow big, but this is their natural height. This is their natural body. Now, this cow over here, Rukmini, you can see she's an older cow. She's a little bit timid. She's an older cow. She's got greying around her head. Now, about 3 weeks ago, she had a very rare operation that actually just doesn't get performed. She had cancer of the udder, and so we decided to attempt a partial mastectomy. Any other farmer would just send them off to the works. We've given her the lease of life for another probably 3 or 4 years. Every cow, every animal on the farm has a name and has a personality. He's actually a great big pretty dude. Now, if I keep doing this, you can probably give him a plate.
Oh, there you go. Oh yeah, look at his lips.
Yeah, he's just a little bit to the right.
As far as Karen's concerned, there's no problem in this paddock. You couldn't hope for a better place to be a cow.
Oh, I'm absolutely rapt to be here. The complaint came through that that there was a skinny cow here. Seen that, and she's absolutely beautiful, and she's under vet care, so I'm absolutely happy with her. And it's just been wonderful to come and see the size of these bulls and the length of the horns. Absolutely beautiful. We're very happy.
The gannet attacked by a dog has been brought to the vet after its wing failed to heal naturally. John's brought it to vet Berend Westra, who has a passion for wild seabirds. He provides his time, expertise and clinic for free to the birdwing rescue cause.
I'm just feeling the radius and the ulna there to make sure.
Gannets have sharp serrated beaks and can quickly draw blood when they see the opportunity arise. Careful handling is always required.
Just clean up all that cheesy abscessy material. Would probably be good to put a few stitches in that. We're just anaesthetising him so that we can actually work on him more easily and suture up the laceration on the wing. It's quite deep and it's right down to the bone, and I think if we can suture it across, it'll heal much more quickly than just treating it superficially the way it has been. We're just cleaning up the wound so we can suture it across and hopefully it'll heal well. Birds are pretty robust actually, so they heal very, very easily.
The bird is certainly fortunate to be in Berend's very competent hands.
As with all wild animals, their territory is becoming smaller and smaller, and the amount of healthy fish is becoming less and less. The eyes are already starting to come around. You can see the iris changing shape and size. It means it's becoming more conscious. We wrap them in a towel while they're waking up because they tend to flap around a little bit. By the time they're awake enough to pull themselves out of the towel, they're awake enough to be conscious and normal and not sort of throw themselves around.
Berend packs his patient into the box to be transported back to Pam's place and more unhurried convalescence. Back at the SPCA hospital, the beaten puppy's x-rays have revealed a major fracture that threatens its future.
So it's just as I suspected, that's the right side. So this is the left femur or the thigh bone. It's fairly obvious that this part here is separated from the rest of the femur, so the fracture's just through there. The only time I've ever seen them before is actually with road accidents. So it's taken a fair, something's hit it fairly hard to do that.
The injury occurred because the dog allegedly had a table thrown at her. Specialist surgery is now required for the dog, and she's taken to Franklin's Vets, where a complicated and lengthy procedure will be attempted to repair her fractured hip. Since her time at the SPCA, she's picked up a new name, Evie, or Evie, in reference to her becoming evidence in the court case against her offender.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, does Puppy actually have another name other than Puppy?
Evie.
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 Oh, sweetie.
She's so active, you wouldn't even know that she had something wrong with you.
Yep, that's a bit crunchy in there. Feels a bit nasty.
Evie's original owners have signed her over to the SPCA, which has been fundraising to earn funds for her expensive surgery.
If we repair her hip but it fails to heal because of damage to the blood supply, there's a small chance she might even need a second surgery later. So I think the SPCA is trying to ensure that they raise sufficient funds to cover all eventualities, which is great, because she deserves a shot.
The SPCA hand over to the specialists, but due to the time delay involved, it's feared complications may have set in. Evie has been in surgery for 3 hours already, but the vet is still not sure if they have got to the injury in time.
What's happened with this puppy is that the neck of femur is completely broken. Unfortunately, it's been done for, I think, around 10 days now, and ideally we like to treat this fracture within 2 to 3 days of the injury. The problem with that is that often the blood vessels that supply the head of the femur are damaged, and sometimes the results of surgery aren't good this far down the track. If it all goes well, we'd hope that she can have a normal functioning hip, but if our post-op x-rays don't look good or if it doesn't heal well, we do have the option of removing her head of femur later on, and she would probably function okay with a bit of a limp in that case.
It will be several weeks before results of surgery will show if the operation has been successful.
How's it going, Bert?
Good. Thank you, Don. How are you?
You good?
Across town at another vet clinic, the future for the injured Gannet is looking bright.
About 3 weeks to go.
2 weeks after its wing was stitched, John has brought the bird back in for a checkup. The Gannet has been in captivity for a month now, twice as long as they had hoped for, but it's definitely on the mend.
Back in. All right. Okay, well, that looks really good, actually. Looks like it's healed really well.
Once Berend has removed the stitches, he's confident the bird will be strong enough to return to its colony and hopefully fly.
That wound looks really good, so... Okay, it looks great. So I think he should be able to be released, really.
Yeah, we've got a good easterly today, so hopefully we'll be able to take him up.
Gannets need the wind to help them take off, so this could be an ideal day. Hopefully also the bird's last trip in a box. John returns the bird to its former home on Gannet Rock near Murawai, one of New Zealand's biggest gannet colonies. He's confident the bird will end up in good company. At this tourist attraction, the birds ride the prevailing winds and fish in the West Coast surf. Releasing a gannet is a new experience for John.
Quite nervous, really. I'm used to releasing hawks and other birds, but it's the first time on this sort of a case, so it's quite exciting, really. It's always exciting to release a wild animal back into its natural environment. He's getting quite excited. There's a bit of movement in the box, so I think he could hear the gannets and the sea.
John finds the right piece of cliff top that can act as a runway for the bird if it can attempt to fly.
I'm not too sure how he's going to react. It's going to take time for him to get his bearings and readjust back to the natural environment. I'm not too sure if he's going to fly, but we can only wait and see.
He's picked the spot and the wind's just right. Hopefully he won't have too long to wait. It's a shaky start, but there's no denying the value of the vet's repair job.
He hasn't flown since the day that he was 4 weeks ago. So I guess that'll take some practice, but yeah, it's good to see him airborne. Happy ending.
The colony's been a bird down in recent weeks, but thanks to the SPCA, things now look like they're getting back to normal.